before we actually dive deeper into Canto 5, we need to take a step back, talk about the road that got me here. Cantos 1 to 4. And you know, playing Limbus Company is a tough game. Probably one of the best games I've played in terms of difficulty and being strategic. You know, Limbus Company doesn't hold your hand. So you guys helped me more than enough, and I'm appreciative of that. Like I said, today we're going to talk about Cantos 1 to 4. All the massive walls I hit, you know, being wiped out by the boss mechanics you guys see in Canto 4. Shit was crazy. And kind of just team building and everything, and my perspective on how I take Canto 1, 2, 3, and 4, how I felt it went. If you feel like I missed something, comment down below. We can have a discussion. This is what it's here for. Kind of just getting everybody going and seeing where everybody's at and seeing if my head's at the right spot. But yeah, let's dive into Canto 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, we got to start out with Canto 1. This was the Canto. I didn't kind of skip it. I skipped it. Am I proud to say I skipped it? No. Was it a good read when I went back to it? It was, but ultimately I skipped it because I was having too much fun with the mechanics of the game, all the clashes, and just seeing the animations. Shit is crazy. What else am I supposed to say? This is not gonna be too long. Just kind of going over what happened, and what I think happened, kind of little few sentences. But we're gonna go over Gregor's backstory. It really did set the tone for every other chapter, every read that I've done so far. We see that he's a veteran in a bad war. Very, very brutal. A lot of deep scars for the whole chapter. And we know that Gregor is modified, genetically modified, and I believe it was by G-Corp, leaving with a mutated arm. Big insect arm. You can see it on his right arm. As soon as he's on the screen, you see it. You can't miss it. But what does a big corporation like this do to their prize veterans? Yep, they throw them aside. And I feel like that's kind of like every character or every ID within their backstories. They kind of like get thrown to the side. But when you reach the end of the chapter, you see Herman come calling Gregor's son. You see Hunglu's brother. You see Gubos, Yi-Sang know each other. Like, it's a lot. But it's pretty cool to see that, honestly. I love how they incorporate that. Every chapter obviously is about a certain ID or a certain sinner. And then it all just meshes and makes sense and works. Amazing. Project Moon, amazing. But like I said, and it's not just a standard boss fight like you would think most boss fights are. And kind of looking back, Canto 1 almost feels innocent compared to what Project Moon throws at you later. It was the one that kind of got me going. Like I said, I didn't read it the first time around, but kind of like, okay, this is good. But it delivered a very crucial message, and it's like no one in Limbus Company really gets a happy ending as yet that I've seen. It's bad for everybody, and the corporate loyalty is basically death sentence. That's literally what I'm getting from it. But like I said, it was a good read. It was the one I skipped. You guys told me to go back and read the story, and I'm happy I did that. Where do I rank this one? Canto 1, I feel like it was the intro. So out of 1 to 4, I'm rating this one bottom. This is the last one for me. Like I said, that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just the last one for me because it's the first one. It's the intro one. Once you read the other ones, you kind of understand. Canto 2, Rodion. I believe I'm saying it probably. Rodion. I'm going to go with Rodion anyways because that's just what I call it. This is a whole different shift. The vibe is different. Of the industrial smoke and all the trenches and military stuff, you see nothing but flash, bright lights, high-stake neon lights, casino, all taking place in District 10. Like I said, this is the first one I actually read, so I feel like this one hit a little bit harder for me. I really did enjoy Canto 2. Like, don't let those lights fool you. This shit was still crazy. A couple wow factors in this chapter. Rodion, she grew up very poor. Not the greatest life. She was actively participating in bloody, violent, things alongside her community. And I believe it was against like tax collectors. Her core trauma wasn't just like blood that she had on her hands. It's kind of facing the consequence that she did. And then she just kind of ran away with it. She ran away. She didn't want to face whatever she knew she did. She ran away. She came over to this side, man. She came over here with us. Yeah, she hid behind, the facade of like false cheerfulness. She wasn't really who she was. And you wouldn't really know that until you got to Canto 2. But she did a lot of gambling, completely paralyzed her own in action. Like it was crazy. I really did enjoy this story. And especially the end, the confrontation with Sonya. You guys know what happened. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, I don't want to do spoilers, but I'm pretty sure everyone's gone over Canto 2 already. So you see what she did at the end. Sonya forces Rodion to like kind of look at her own self in her eyes. And man, Project Moon, you guys did a good job with this one. Like I said, I heard about Canto 2 before I actually read it. But it's kind of like, it's just a good job, bro. I really enjoyed Canto 2, like I said, especially the ending and kind of seeing how everything correlates and how everything makes sense and who Sonya is to her and who everybody else is to her. Like anybody knew that's not played Limbus Company, if you like I said, I want to spoil it for you, but I enjoy Canto 2. Am I crazy for putting Canto 2 pretty much second for me? Canto 2 second, and I have Canto 1 last. So I still have the first spot and I have the third spot open. But for me, Canto 2 was second. That shit was amazing. To me, it was really well done. Maybe I'm just weird. You guys let me know down below. And we are on Canto 3. I don't even know what else to say about Canto 3. This shit was bloody, gore, nails through people's bodies. Are you serious? Lighting them on fire. Well, you guys know the way. The one who grips, that name is still hilarious to me. Cromer. I honestly, there's nobody I hated more than Cromer. Nobody. There's nobody. And well, it's only 4 Cantos, partially through 5. No. Cromer takes the cake. I hated Cromer. The laugh, the whistle, that name, the one that grips, brother. Okay. But Canto 3. This was St. Clair's Canto. It did get a little harder. Like, you did have to, I don't feel like you really had to read enemy skills, but it was there. Team synergy, I feel like it wasn't really there yet, at least. Sanity management was something to obviously pay attention to. But like I said, this is St. Clair's chapter, and coming from an elite high class Nest background, like that guy, he was a rich kid. He was rich. His family viewed, I guess, robots, mechanical as the future. They all wanted to take part and do it, change their bodies up. St. Clair wasn't a fan of it. That was a scary sight. You know, St. Clair was manipulated into betraying his own home and participating in a terrible, like a horror story. Cromer is the worst, literally. Like, that shit was crazy what she did to him. Nothing but trauma for him. St. Clair really went through it. Like, she's literally terrifying, bro. She's actually terrifying. She literally targets St. Clair because of who he is and who his family is. She breaks him. Lily breaks him. He was too scared to stand up for himself as well, but she broke him. How do you end up in the guy's basement? You see everything, and from there, you're cooked. He didn't grow a backbone, ask for no keys back. She didn't even need the key, really. He was just scared to say no. Couldn't move away. It was just, I guess it was meant to be, as crazy as that sounds. And yeah, St. Clair was completely shattered. And then you have Damien, who steps in an absolute 0 hour just to eliminate Crow. To eliminate Cromer, like I said, I don't think there's any spoilers for you guys, but you see what Damien did at the end? Just flung his hand. All that shit Cromer put us through, gone just like that. I still don't know who Damien is. I need to know who he is. He did make a reappearance. So who is he? What am I seeing? Canto 3 was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of the first time you see a lot of the sinners get pushed to the edge. You see the Sod. I actually don't remember her partner's name, but you see them both die. But then we get hit with a plot twist in Canto 5. I'm hearing about Sod is still alive. Like, what's going on? So, you know, you realize you really get pushed your limits in this Canto. Just talking about it now and kind of going over it, to have this lower than 2 is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. So what I'm gonna do is push Canto 3 up to 2. Canto 2 is 3. So you guys already know what number 1 spot is. But yeah, Canto 3 is 2. Canto 2 is 3. And then Canto 1 is last. Not that it's bad, it's just last compared to the other Cantos. This Canto is actually crazy. Finding out how St. Clair's parents went. That story, guy walking into the house and seeing Cromer, just, man, if you guys haven't done Canto 3, do Canto 3. Canto 3 was OD crazy. Like this, if there's other Cantos like this one, I'm definitely gonna enjoy it. I don't feel like it was too long either. Canto 3 was generally one of the best Cantos, and I'm just speaking off earlier on. I know it gets more peak later on, so I've heard. I don't know exactly what happens, but I just heard it gets peak. But like I said, yeah, I take that back. Canto 2 is, I really enjoy Canto 2. It's a little bit below Canto 3 for me, but Canto 3 was tough. So Canto 3, you're taking the 2nd spot. Don't even get me started about Canto 4. Canto 4 was actually like a masterclass. Besides the long ass story and the long ass dungeon, this shit was so crazy. The boss fights, you got to be strategic. Like I said, the way the characters align, it just made sense. If every Canto was like this one, minus the long storytelling, like I said, in the dungeons, I'm in for an amazing time. Like I said, Canto 4 was great. Was it Dong Rang? Bro, that guy, super arrogant. I wasn't a huge fan of him. I wasn't a fan of even the guy. Damn, I'm so bad with names. Even his assistant. At first, I thought that guy was like a double agent, but that guy went out the saddest way. And then I don't want to see a spice bush. I don't want to hear about a spice bush. I don't want to see any yellow flowers, yellow trees, nothing. Dongbaek? Brother, that shit, I promise you, I know I posted the video, I probably fought like 2-3 times in the video. I promise you, I fought that shit like 25 times before I even used a support character. I was getting frustrated. At first, yes, I didn't read the mechanics. wasn't reading the passive, what I had to do. After the first few fights, I understood what I had to do. I was losing clashes. I was leveling up all my IDs, getting to whatever I had to. I was using 5 because I didn't have 7 strong enough IDs. I was getting mollywopped out there. I was getting cooked. I had to use a support as much as I didn't get the satisfaction. Like, yeah, I beat it with my own units or my own IDs. Guess what? I had a good time power creeping the shit out of Donbeck. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bro, that blooming shit is crazy. And if there's boss fights that are even tougher than this, shit, I'm in for I'm in for a surprise. But yeah, Canto 4, no complaints here actually. Actually, I'm lying. Just a long story. But this is Yi Sang, my dog's chapter. The entire chapter, literally, like I said, it belongs to him. The tragic fall of the whole League of Nine. A league of scientists. He knew he was smart. A bunch of scientists and inventors created early mirror technology, which was crazy to begin with. But because, you know, tech violated the strict laws of the head, the group just broke. Like I said, was it Dong Rang? Man, that guy's a sellout. Sellout friend, not even a friend. That guy's a sellout. Super sellout. And then you see what he turns into at the end? Shit, that guy, I thought he was going to be hard as Don Beck, but he wasn't. He was annoying, but he wasn't that hard. But like I said, Yi Zhang, completely passive, silent observer. Amazing character. Kind of reminds me of Shikamaru a little bit. I don't want to compare him, but I like Yi Zhang. That's my dog right there. You guys see the one I have. Butterfly sinking. But yeah, bro, this was amazing. It had some horror to it. I seen, like I said, the whole League of Nine coming back and seeing what is the assistant's name who jumped in the friggin' the way he went out was so sad, bro. Like I said, this is the best one. Don Beck, I don't want to fight nobody like you again, bro. You traumatized me. You did. But I ranked this number 1 easily. So I have Canto 4 number 1. I have Canto 3 number 2. Canto 2 number 3. Canto 1 last. Like I said, it's not bad. It's just not like the others Canto. And I hope you like my little list I had. It's just a little brief description of each Canto and how I found them, but I could make it a lot longer. That's just a separate video in itself. But let me know down below what you guys think of this list, what Canto you guys like out of 1 to 4. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, I appreciate everybody for the support. It means so much to me. We're crushing the goals that I have. Road to 500, and better yet, 1,000 subscribers. We're about 15 subs away from 500, and then from there straight to 1,000. But like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.